Mark here from the MSA. It's Friday, November the 8th. Just a few things as season wraps up is DFO published the counts from their trap nets to the end of October. 15th of October didn't look good, but the end of October looked even worse. It was probably the lowest salmon count on the southwest Miramichi I've ever seen from the Millerton trap net. And we thought the gross numbers were a little bit better than the year before, but they turned out to be about the same. And last year was one of the worst gross years we ever had. So it wasn't a good year by any stretch of the imagination. Even though angling was not bad in parts of the southwest Miramichi and late June, early July, but just fish didn't come in after that. So, as part of that, we weren't allowed to release our SAS fish again. These are our ones that we've captured as smolts and raised to maturity in the hatchery. But we have spawned those, and there's a lot of mature fish. We probably have 2 million eggs. We'll actually, when they eye up in January, February, is when we do the actual count, because they're easy to handle in. So we think we'll have about 2 million fry that we could stock in the northwest, little southwest Miramichi next year, which is the most eggs this hatchery has done in probably 100 years. So anyway, at one point in time, they used to do 6 million eggs here for the Miramichi. The striped bass season is now over. Towards the end of the season, I guess the catches were pretty good. I see a lot of boats on the water, especially on the weekends, so looked like people had a lot of fun and got some fish. I know that the First Nation commercial trap nets were picking up fish, I guess, as we got towards the 1st of November. The catches were getting pretty good there as well. And I see that they just took the meshing off their trap nets this week, so anticipation of the weekend storm. Smallmouth bass. The plans have kind of came to a halt. Mentioned about taking this electric fishing boat into the southwest Miramichi to McKeel Pond area where the bass were found. The Coast Guard deemed that they couldn't lift the boat, it would be unsafe, and so therefore the plan was to put a road in. I understand permission has been granted to put the road in. When it's going to happen, I'm not sure, but obviously it's too late for this year. So, but hopefully a road will be built this fall, winter, so that that electric fishing boat can get in there in the spring and try to catch as many of those smallmouths before they spawn for the first time in the river. So we need to control that. In the meantime, our plans are going forward for eradication of smallmouth bass in Miramichi Lake. We actually are planning on bringing in our expert from California for meetings in December. So anyway, progress is being made on this file. And hopefully we'll get permission to eradicate smallmouth bass in Miramichi Lake in 2020. But knowing how the speed of things work, it'd probably be 2021. So, season's all wrapped up, but our fundraising still continues. Our annual Heartland dinner is next week on Thursday, November the 14th. It's a few tickets left, but it's always a sold out crowd, and it's one of the more fun dinners to go to. Bidding is usually lively and people are having a good time. Unfortunately, I won't be there this year because my son's getting married and I have to go to that, but we'll have chairman of the board will be there and all of our staff, so it'll be well attended by the MSA people. We also have a comedy night coming up at the Vogue Theatre in Miramichi, and that's on Friday, November the 22nd. Jimmy McKinley, who's a local comedian, he's tailoring his show up to poke a little fun at maybe the salmon fishing industry and salmon fishermen. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, our Creel of Fortune, our little toonie draw that we do every week, is starting to grow. It was $40-some last week, and it's $100-some the draw this week. More people join in, that pot will keep growing. So we encourage you to contact Kate at our office if you want to pay for a few weeks in advance. She can take your money or your credit card, whatever. So we're still raising money, and why? Well, as part of, I talked earlier about our succession planning, is that Stephen Tonning, who's our Director of Development, is retiring at the end of December. And I plan on turning over the reins at the MSA in May of 2020. So to facilitate that, we've hired a replacement, Andrew Clark, who's going to be superhuman and do both jobs. So anyway, he'll be busy kind of learning the ropes and how we do things, and we'll be taking over Stephen's full-time role come the end of December and mine in May. And so I'll let Andrew say a few words.
Thanks, Mark. I'm in officially our first full week, so pretty excited to be here. And I'm not a new face to the MSA. I've been a board member for pretty close to 10 years, and prior to that I was chairman of the Moncton Dinner for 7 or 8 years, I believe, and a real passionate outdoors guy that I grew up on the river and also in the woods, and that took me to the Miramichi River to take up residence back in 2013. So pretty excited to be here. Combining my passion for conservation along with business, and look forward to meeting everyone. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on that notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything happening here at the MSA.